The Toronto Raptors have officially announced their Summer League roster, and you may not believe how stacked this team actually is. Let's get into it. Definitely a team with the potential to go all the way and take the Summer League championship, but we will just have to see. We're going to go through the roster here on Amateur Sports 2 today, the second channel in the Amateur Production Network for additional Toronto Raptors content that occurs in videos just like this. If you enjoy along the way, hit that like button. And also, if you want to see more content just like it, make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Thank you so much, everybody, for helping this channel get to 2,000 subscribers. Really appreciate it. Been grinding as much as possible, of course, with the main channel, Amateur Sports. Almost 18,000 subs there. But happy to see some benefit and reward as well for this one as well. And I hope you guys are enjoying. So let's not delay any further and get right into the content here. So the team in play here. So a lot of familiar faces that we've seen from last season with the Raptors. Some familiar faces we may have seen elsewhere, and some other players, of course, mixed in. And these players looking to give themselves an opportunity to get that NBA contract. A lot of these guys probably won't really get much look, but hey, they will be provided an opportunity to play. They'll have a platform to get experience here and a platform to give themselves potentially some exposure if they can surprise. Maybe like the goal for a lot of these guys just be end up on a G League roster. Absolutely something that could happen here, or even going abroad playing in Europe. So the team in play here, the names that are going to be familiar to you. Ochai Agbaji is back. This is his third NBA season, so it's not super typical for a player of that age to play in Summer League. However, I think this will be good experience for him, especially as one of the lead players of the team. DJ Carton's back, give another opportunity to the Raptors, as is Javon Freeman-Liberty. Grady Dick, one of the headline players here, going into his second season in the NBA. And that's what we've got for the returning players. As for DJ Carton, Javon Freeman-Liberty, it's going to be tough for those guys to maintain their roster spot with the Raptors, I believe, this season. Particularly Javon Freeman-Liberty, after the Raptors have drafted Jamal Shed, after the Raptors traded for David Mitchell. DJ Carton, we didn't get that great of a look on him last season, so we will just have to see over there. Of course, the new draft picks are going to be in sight as well. Jacoby Walter, first-round pick, will be entertaining to see, as will Jamal Shed, who I just mentioned, the 45th overall pick. Jonathan Mobo, 31st overall pick. And even a good look at Ulrich Shamshe, the 57th overall pick, who has very little basketball game experience. Like, he's played with NBA Academy Africa. Not a ton of games played, not a ton of experience on court, and just really not a lot of evidence of what kind of a player he is out there. So really looking forward to see him. But probably one of the most interesting names on the list is definitely Drew Timme. Drew Timme has signed on with the Raptors Summer League roster here. Last season, he did play with the Wisconsin Herd after a very successful college career playing with the Gonzaga Bulldogs. It's so strange for players like this where, I think he did win College Player of the Year. At least he was close to it. If he didn't, it's just so strange when a player is that good in college, but everybody kind of knows that they're not really NBA caliber players. Nonetheless, Milwaukee took a shot on him and put him with the Wisconsin Herd last season. Decent numbers. Look, the reality is he's a decently undersized guy who plays in a big position. Can kind of shoot, but a little undersized. 6'10", not super athletic, has not been blessed with athleticism or the measurements, but hey, 10 points per game, 58% shooting from the field last season in the Showcase Cup, 9 points per game in the regular season, just under 60% shooting from the field. Low volume, but shot the ball pretty well from three as well. An interesting player to take a shot on, who did have all of that experience playing college basketball at such a high level. So, why not see what he can do for the team? He's undersized as center, but why not see what he can do? If anything, a player like that brings eyes to your team and brings eyes to the other guys within your roster as well. Another player to mention, Tyler Perry, not the actor, but Tyler Perry signed an Exhibit 10 deal with the Raptors coming out of Kansas State. You got to be pretty good to get one of those contracts for Summer League, and it'll just take away an opportunity elsewhere. Essentially, an Exhibit 10 contract means you'll probably be with the team in the summer for training camp. You'll probably be one of those 21 guys. But an Exhibit 10 contract, essentially, it gives you a bonus if you do decide to sign with the Raptors G League affiliate, the Raptors 905. If you go elsewhere, you don't get that bonus. So it's basically an extra bonus incentive to choose the Raptors 905 as your G League organization. So the Raptors wanted to lock up Tyler Perry, get him on. Here's a player who scored pretty well in his college career, right around 15 points per game over the course of those 3 years he played. A little bit inefficient for sure, but can shoot the three ball. So the Raptors will get a good look at him as well. Also in the mix for this team, a lot of lesser players. Like, I don't want to be disrespectful, but definitely going to be some lesser players involved here just to see what they can do. These are guys looking to give themselves an opportunity to get a contract in some capacity professionally. Jamison Battle on here. Also, a guy I didn't mention, Brandon Carlson, the guy the Raptors signed on a two-way contract out of Utah, the 7-foot center who has floor spacing ability. We'll see if his athleticism can keep up, because if it can, he's got potential maybe to get some NBA minutes to go with it as well. We have Quincy Guerrier in here, Joseph Girard, who is an absolute sniper from three, doesn't really do much else, but he is an absolute sniper from three, 100%. And Omari Moore, another player who is going to be interesting to get a look at with this team. Oh, as well as Dylan Dissou. I think that's everybody within the team. So, regardless, obviously some names you may not recognize, certainly some names that I wouldn't have recognized beforehand. But look, this team's got Abaji, this team's got DJ Carton, Grady Dick, Javon Freeman-Liberty, Jonathan Mobo, Jamal Shed, Drew Timme, Jacoby Walter, like some pretty well-known players. There's some guys in here with NBA experience. There's some guys in here with really good college experience, like Jamal Shed and Drew Timme played at the highest level of college basketball for a number of years. That's going to be a welcome sight to have, and a lot of younger players looking to prove themselves. All head coached by Jamba Malalela. I think that this poses to be, I don't know. I mean, I'm not an expert on Summer League, but this is going to be a tough team to beat. Honestly, this team has potential to go all the way and give us a little bit of extra excitement for the summer basketball days. If you got to know when the Raptors will be playing those Summer League games, they're going to get started later on in the week. Saturday, July 13th, they're going to be playing OKC. On the 14th, they'll be playing Denver. Wednesday, the 17th, they'll be playing Utah, and they'll round it off on Friday, July 19th against Miami. So that's what we got as far as the Summer League schedule is concerned thus far. There probably will be another game added in if they don't make the playoffs, but if they do, they'll have those additional games to play. I'm looking forward to see the new guys in place, learning about some of the players, learning what kind of role they expect from Jonathan Mobo, just learning really anything about Ulrich Shamshay. We'll learn a lot about Jacoby Walter and his abilities to maybe take a bigger role offensively than maybe we would have expected. But it's also important to keep the reality in check here. I would remember from last year, Grady Dick didn't have the greatest of summer leagues, had some decent games, had some not so good games. Remember Scotty Barnes was up and down in his summer league. It's not super indicative of what these players are going to be, but again, it does give us that first look as to potentially what these guys could be for the team. And I'm just super excited for this to get started. Raptors basketball nearly back, baby. And if you want to see all the coverage for the Raptors, the off-season intensity summer league stuff, make sure you subscribe to the channels in the Amateur Production Network, mainly this channel here, Amateur Sports 2, or my other channels, Amateur Sports, my main channel with almost 18,000 subs, my Clips Reaction channel, the best stream clips and highlights from the streams from this channel. Subscribe to Amateur Sports 2, and here's another video that you may enjoy. I'll see you again next time for another video right here on Amateur Sports 2.